Okay, not a silly question because I didn't know what it was either. And I actually just learned about this and I recently had to ask JK Ultra, what's Agent Smith syndrome? So an NPC is like a non-playable character and it's like a Sims. So it's just like, you know when you're playing Sims and you have your character and then there's like the Sims that just walk by and like aren't real players? That's what an NPC is. And they're just NPC like characters in your life that are just fillers that aren't real people. So you know what's weird is they say like our consciousness creates matter. So it's the theory of like if a tree falls in the woods and there's no one there to hear it, did it make a sound, you know? Because if you think about it, it's like they say that our consciousness creates things. So it doesn't exist until we create it. So with NPCs, it's like those people aren't really there until we're close enough to create them. And yeah, some people are real conscious people, but then there's some people who are just kind of like walking around and don't have a consciousness and are just filling space. I don't think there's like a lot of them around there, but you know, we say some people are NPCs who are there to just test you. You know, if you've watched Free Guy, you know, there's some NPCs there. It's just a term that fits the Matrix. But I do believe most people have a conscience. I do believe that we choose to be here. But sometimes it's just fun to say like, this has got to be an NPC in my reality. Cause like, come on. The other thing is the Agent Smith syndrome, which I guess it's the Agent Smith from the Matrix. So it's like every time Neo was getting close to figuring something out, Agent Smith would pop up and like distract him or take him away from, you know, whatever he was figuring out, or like call him crazy or whatever. I don't remember. I think I fell asleep like 3 times during the Matrix. I keep trying to watch and I keep falling asleep. But that's pretty much what JK Ultra told me, that pretty much he would pop up every time Neo was really close to figuring things out to like veer him away from the truth. So when you're like speaking truth, there will come people in the comments or people in your life that will start attacking you. And we call those the Agent Smith syndrome people, NPCs, pretty much, because they're just there to like challenge their reality. And honestly, on TikTok and social media, it does feel like there's a lot of NPC and Agent Smiths because we don't know if those people behind the keyboard are real. They could just be bots. So in social media, there's definitely NPCs and people with Agent Smith syndrome for sure, but you will also notice it in your real life because when you're going through this process and you start speaking things out loud and saying things, there will be people in your family or your friends who will challenge you and tell you that you're crazy and that's not true. And it's not their fault sometimes. The Agent Smith syndrome just takes over because the entities don't want you to know the truth, the energies. But the more you get closer to the truth, the less these people show up or the less they bother you, honestly.